3-pointer.
Listen, you could ignore that if it was like a bunch of poor people in the woods doing that. These guys,
even then, I'd be worried.
Even then, it would be weird. These guys are the top of like every industry in America. It's at least curious.
Who goes in there?
Well, people I like. I mean, Clint Eastwood's gone. He's not really a member. Look.
Is it fun?
Look, it's 2,700 acres. It was set up by Mark Twain, and it was a liberal deal for like hookers and gay dudes and just everything else. Just a big, huge.
Would you say gay dudes? What?
Gay dudes.
Gay dudes. I was like,
no, I'm saying if you go back to like the 1870s when Mark Twain set up, it was classically liberal. It was partying. It was their own 2,700 acres. It was saloons. They brought in female hookers. There was gay guys in there. Everything. It was Bohemian Grove, what they called it that, because people did whatever they wanted. And it was open, and they had like poetry and they had plays and all the rest of it. Then. By the time of Howard Taft became president, the Republicans basically bought it. So the reason it's important is the Republicans go there to they ship in all these private hookers, all these jets land nearby, but they also have a lot of gay sex, which they use then to basically compromise people into the cult. And so there's a lot of gay sex.
How do you know this?
It came out in news articles. No one ever got footage of it. I was in there for one day. I snuck in. I looked good back then. They hit on me a lot. I had people I recognized from TV walking around. Hey, let's go right now. I mean, it's a big gay hookup deal for Republicans. I'm just telling you what it is. And then they've got this ritual that's only the feeder group. So I'm sitting there during the ritual, and I'm like, hey, this is pretty cool. And the dude goes, shut up, I'll kill you. And they're all taking it very seriously. And I'm not saying it's a gay thing. I'm saying that some of that goes on there.
You were saying it was cool and people were getting angry that you were saying
No, I mean, I was just quietly going, oh, this is really interesting. And they're like, shut up, this is a very important ritual. And they were taking it very serious. This hearse comes in with the body of a child. It is an effigy. They're not killing it. And
it's just a bundle of sticks, right?
Yeah, well, it looks like a kid. No, later, others infiltrated later that worked there and got us photos of it. It's an image of a kid. It's a little kid.
Because Moloch in biblical is who they sacrifice to Canaanite.
It's a bull, but they do it as an owl. But
they do it as an owl, yeah. But that's from the Bible, is you would sacrifice a child to Moloch.
Give not your children to the fires of Moloch.
Right.
And so I've given it to experts in religious history. It's not even, from Christian perspective. Yeah. It's a Faustian deal mixed with Babylonian and religious stuff from Tyre.
Yeah. It's quirky.
Look at that. Look at that owl god and look at the fire underneath the owl god.
And there's Ronald Reagan.
I mean, if you saw that, if you were in the woods and you just saw that, you would be terrified.
And Richard Nixon said, Richard Nixon on the Richard Nixon tape says it's a gay orgy.
Richard Nixon said that?
You can pull up. Richard Nixon talks about...
Yeah, Richard Nixon said something about it where he...
It's the most goddamn faggy thing you ever seen.
I think it's just allowing...
Well, nothing against... That's what it's saying.
I think it's guys that aren't gay that engage in gay acts in the woods, and then they have something on each other, similar to Epstein's Island, where
that's
like,
that's what it is. It's like a fraternity doing that. You got to screw.
So
it
is that part?
Hazing.
Hold on a second. What is this here?
And they don't allow women.
No.
It says founded in 1872 by a group of male.
That's the context that YouTube adds.
Bohemian
We talk
Club?
about Bohemian Grove. This is the title of the video.
See, I told you, founded 1872.
Richard Nixon, Bohemian Grove, most faggy goddamn thing he could ever imagine.
Yeah.
Yes, play it. 100% play it. I want to hear
It's
this.
the Nixon tapes, yeah.
Let me hear this.
Let's look at Northern California. You understand?
Northern California.
You know what San Francisco just gone. It's clear over. I know that, but it isn't just down in the randy part of town. But the upper class in San Francisco is that way. The Bohemian Grove that I attend one time to time, the Easterners and the others that come there. But it is the most faggy goddamn thing you will ever imagine. The San Francisco crowd goes in.
The San Francisco crowd goes in there. It's just terrible. Okay.
So weird. The owl and the it's interesting, and I don't know how seriously they take it. I mean, that's a real question, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, the whole gay thing's a side issue,
right?
The point is that I've talked to people that I mean, according to Ted Gunderson, the first time I ever heard about this was from this former high-level FBI agent who was going to be the FBI director, but he wouldn't go along with corruption, so he wasn't. It's on record. Gunderson almost became the FBI director,
and he blew up like the things like the Franklin scandal, and he's been and
the Finders and the Finders Club,
cult, which was huge. Yeah, which where the CIA was caught trafficking. You know, the Finders is a cult that was caught trafficking children, and the CIA squashed the Florida.
And then Gunderson got it raided in D.C. and found a whole CIA facility with the snuff films, everything.
Telex machine.
And so he told me about all this, and I thought he was crazy.
Yeah.
Even though he was Ted Gunderson.
You told us about it, and we actually pulled up one of those stories.
And I was correct.
Yes, you're correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Ted Gunnarson's the reason I know about this, and he said that they get people interested with that ritual. There's like 2,000 members. They bring about 1,000 guests. Not everybody can even bring a guest. Only like the head of each camp can bring a guest. Most of them are nice. Clint Eastwood goes there. You know, Danny Glover goes there. But it's an all-male deal.
Who's the other one?
Danny Glover.
Oh, Danny Glover?
I'm just mentioning who's
Lethal Weapon Danny Glover?
I saw him there.
How the fuck is he in there?
They probably like him from the
He's
movie.
just a fun guy.
I saw him when I was there. I saw Danny Glover.
Interesting. I'm starting to believe this is not. I'm starting to believe we can get in. I'm starting to believe it's not that
Oh,
exclusive.
Joe Rogan, they'd have him in immediately.
Immediately.
Not now.
Do a podcast
Oh, absolutely.
from
They don't
in
care.
front of the owl.
But I just want to say that overall,
Why
it
not?
started
You and
out
me.
as a truly artsy, liberal thing that I think's good. I think guys deserve to go off the woods like we've done since humans
And
were
butt
humans,
fuck,
and,
right?
and party and do whatever.
Right.
And so it's but